What's going on, Knicks Nation? What's going on? I want to welcome you back to Knicks Deli, baby. Yeah, welcome back to Knicks Deli, baby. We on something different today. First person to hop in the chat, I want you to throw a one up if you can hear me, because I don't got time. I don't got time today to check the sound. So I could be talking to myself for like an hour, okay? But this is the day. Today is the day it first starts. I even got the hoodie on, because if you notice how our people right now, they're doing interviews like this. They're doing interviews. I'm telling you, the Brundertaker looks like the Brundertaker. I got the Dewey on too. We doing this up New York style, baby. New York style. Some of you young ones aren't familiar with this, but you're going to get familiar today. I'm letting you know you're going to get familiar today, because this is how it was when you're on a path and on a journey that's greater than just making the playoffs. When you know you have an opportunity to snatch the trophy. So you come out looking like this. Watch your people interviews. Look at Brunson. Brunson had the hood on. Look at OG. OG had the hoodie on. Look at your boy Hart. He had the doodle braids and didn't care how he looked. So that's what we go. That's the energy we on today. I need all you Knicks fans to get on that same energy, because what I've been seeing on Twitter, I don't like it. I don't like y'all talking about other players on other teams. Oh, you know, that seems pretty cool. We ain't on that. You say that for after the semester, after the season. Say that for after the season. We don't want none of that niceties. We don't, look, it's going to hurt us to dap them at center court today. That's the type of energy we should be on. It's only us against the world, nobody else. Don't give nobody no props. Nobody. Season starts now. Everything that happened in the regular season is over. Over. All that soft stuff, leave it. All that J. Cole stuff, leave it on the side. All that J. Cole stuff, leave it on the side. We ain't doing that here in the Knicks fan base. Anything nice you got to say about any other player, dead that. Or go to Brooklyn. We ain't doing that. So if you are here for the first time, let me talk my talk. I want to welcome you to Knicks Deli. This is Knicks Deli. Okay? So I'm hyped. If you haven't noticed already, I'm hyped. Everybody doing shows, breaking it down and analyzing. But what you don't realize, especially you younger Knicks fans, what you don't realize is that this could be a possible rekindling of a once back and forth rivalry. Y'all wasn't around when we had a rivalry with the Sixers, because the Sixers either wasn't good or the Knicks either wasn't good. But in the early 80s, when the Knicks had Ewing and they had to overcome a hurdle, one of the first hurdles they had to overcome was Philadelphia, right down the turnpike. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk our talk today, okay? But welcome, everybody. Welcome to Knicks Deli. Let me chef this thing up. My name is Shia, and I'm your host. You could call me Baraka. My name is Baraka, but you could call me Shia. Okay, I want to welcome you to Knicks Deli, baby. Here in Knicks Deli, everybody eats. Everybody eats. Okay, and that's what we on today. So I want to welcome you. Let me let you know how this works. Okay, Knicks Deli, the deli is a staple in New York. Okay, so what better place to go when you want to be fed about the New York Knicks than the Knicks Deli, baby? And let me show you how this works. There's 4 items on the menu. 4. Okay. First item on the menu is the bacon, egg, and cheese. Okay. 3 elements of that sandwich that make that thing the best sandwich in the world. So that's what we're going to start off with. Who are the 3 players or who are the 3 matchups in this series that's going to stand out, that's going to make this absolute round the best? Okay. So we're going to talk about what 3 matchups are really going to make this round the best. Next on the menu is the dollar slice. And everybody knows New York has the best pizza in the world. Get your energy up. Get your energy up. Go get some coffee. If you ain't watching this with energy, get your energy up. Okay? Everybody knows New York has the best pizza in the world. All right? Here in Knicks Deli, that's the dollar slice. And the pizza dollar slice is a stabilizing factor. So who is going to be the stabilizing factor of this series? So we're going to talk about that today as well. Next item on the menu is the chopped mother flipping cheese. Now, the chopped cheese is relatively new to that New York menu, but that thing be busting. So we're going to talk about who is going to be key to this series that's going to help bust this thing open, pause. and help us get over the top and beat these Philadelphia 76ers. Now, you can't have the chopped cheese. You can't have the dollar slice. You can't have the bacon, egg, and cheese if you ain't got nothing to wash that thing down with. And here in Knicks Deli, we call that the quarter water. Okay? So the quarter water is who's going to be the factors in this series that's going to show up and help us get over the top. They may not be the stars, but they could be a star of the game. So we're going to talk about who the quarter water of these games and who's going to be the quarter water of this series that's going to help us trounce these Philadelphia 76ers, send them back down the turnpike as we move on our march to a championship. That's what we're going to talk about. Okay? Now, you can't have all of those positive things if you ain't got one more item on the menu we added this season, and that is the glizzy of the game. The glizzy of the game. So we're going to talk about who's getting the glizzy of the game. Now, you know, here in New York, glizzy is off the menu, but it's on this menu as a special treat here in Knicks Deli. And it's for those people who be talking sideways out their mouth. You don't want to be outright rude because then everybody else is watching you and they want to throw you in a slammer. So you got to find your only way that you can shut these haters up. And that's by giving them the glizzy of the game. So we're going to talk about who gets the glizzy of the game. And then last, we're going to see hot off the grill. We're going to visit over at Knicks Reddit, and we're going to talk about what they're talking about, okay? And I might even put a link in here and have y'all come on, because today you got to be hyped. You got to be hyped, all right? Our boys play today, and they are locked in with hoodies. They ready to go. Jalen Brunson ain't even smiling. He barely looking at the camera. He looking up at you like, yo, listen, I remember what happened last season. It's at the forefront of my mind. I ain't trying to mess around. I ain't trying to have that happen this season. You look at OG hoodie on. Jay Hart got the doo-doo braids out. I mean, he ain't even got the braids in. The hair's just all over the place. They are serious about this series. We need to get serious about this series, okay? But before we dive in, let me get serious about what it is that I do here on this channel. So next up, I want to salute you. KD community, if you back, you rocking with me, let's go. I know y'all hyped. I know you hyped. I'm hyped. And if your energy level ain't up, it better be. Get what you need to take care of out of the way. Go to the gym right away. Tell your people and your family, don't ask me no questions during the game. Don't ask me no questions around 6 p.m. because I'm going to be unavailable until about 10. That's when you start to come down off of that emotional high once we secure this victory. Okay? Get hyped. But I want to salute you all. Definitely want to throw the salute out to you. Now, you can't have those people who love you. You can't have those people who absolutely ride for you if you ain't got the haters. Okay? We see you. I see you in the comment section. I know you're going to be watching this video after the game. But guess what? We feed you here too. Everybody eats here at Knicks Deli. Okay? So you're welcome. I hope you enjoy the show. I hope you subscribe. Hit that like button too. I'm going to throw the shade your way, but if you truly an op, you would have it no other way. Okay? So shout out to you. All right? We're going to stand on business. We standing on business all season. We got Michael Henderson, if you're watching this, the Dallas Maverick fan who kind of came and was a friend to the show during the season when Brunson came over. Listen, we ain't friends until after the playoffs. Don't come over here with that nicey stuff. We ain't doing that. It's on site. It's on site. All right, you keep that fluffy stuff over there. We ain't doing fluffy over here. Okay? All the haters can get it. Everybody can get it. Pause. And since we're talking about who can get it, we're putting up the hardest person to represent Philadelphia right now. We're going to put the hardest person that represents Philadelphia right now. Is this your king? Yo, Philly, is this your king? Let me blow. This is your king, Philly? This your king, right? This is your king. We about to gladiate him. We about to gladiate all of y'all. This is your king. This is the type of time we on. We calling out everybody. You want to call out Diddy? Don't talk to us about Diddy if this is your king. Don't even look at us about Diddy if this is your king. We here to talk our talk today. It's on site. We got hoodies on. If you ain't got a hoodie on, put the remote down, move the computer aside, go get a hoodie. Put that hoodie on and let me know if you got a hoodie on. You see Brunson, you see OG. Back in the day, they had all ball heads. They had all ball heads. And they had the black and white sneakers on. That's a sign of unity that this is war all the way through the playoffs. What are you rocking? It's hoodie season in New York. Put your Timbs on, too. I don't care if it's 60 degrees. Put your Timbs on. This is the type of time we on. This is Philly's king right here. So shout out to the Philadelphia 76ers and your king. Okay? We about to get it in today. We definitely going to get it in today. We got a lot to talk about. All right. Since we doing this all the way. We got a lot to talk about. But before we do, I want to go into my top 5. These are the top 5 in Knicks Nation, in the KD community. Shout out. I can't do this without y'all. Can't do this without y'all. So I like to do a top 5 dead or alive. Top 5 dead or alive here in Knicks Deli. And the top 5 today is, boom, shout out to my guy, Anthony Denson. Shout out to my guy, Daryl Thomas. Shout out to my guy, APAP. Shout out to my guy, Elias Martinez. And hoodie shout out to my guy, Reg Ice. Let's go. Round of applause for y'all. All right, we in here. Round 1 starts today. Come on, I don't care where you are. Have your merch on. I don't care. You'll represent today. I don't care how hot it is outside. Put your hoodie on. It's hoodie season for the New York Knicks. Knicks fans, hopefully Madison Square Garden is going to show everybody how it's done. Stand up. Everybody in there should have a hoodie and Timbs on. This is the type of energy you get not only when the New York Knicks make the playoffs, but when the New York Knicks is on a march, on a focus to get to the championship. That's what we on. So shout out top 5, dead or alive, here in Knicks Deli, baby. Shout out. All right. But before I go any further, if you're in this chat, do me a favor, like and subscribe this video. Throw them likes up. Let's get this out of the way. I want to stay focused. I want to stay consistent. But more importantly, I want to grow this thing. So do me a favor. Throw them likes up. Subscribe. Rock with your boy. Okay, rock with your boy. So let's get into it. The first item on the menu is who is the bacon, egg, and cheese of the game? What are the 3 elements of this series that's going to make this thing the best ever? And I chose today to focus on matchups. Yeah, I chose today to focus on matchups. So we're going to talk about who is the bacon, egg, and cheese. Let me throw that thing up. The best sandwich in the world. Okay, here in Knicks Deli, it's the bacon, egg, and cheese. And we look at who are the 3 elements to this round that's going to stand out. All right, and we're going to focus on the matchups today. So first and foremost, the bacon is the matchup between Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Maxey, right? The matchup between Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Maxey. Hold on one moment. Let me make sure I got my thing right. Hold on for a second. Yeah, let's get my background music in here. Let's do this thing right. Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Real quick shout out before I get into this matchup with Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Maxey. Yeah. So shout out to Wellflower. I see you. Shout out to Silvery Gray. I see you in the chat. All right. I see y'all. Thank y'all for rolling with me. My guy, Nice. Shout out to you. Throw your ones in the chat if you can hear me all right. I want to make sure my sound is good. Okay. Throw your ones up in the chat. Let me see. Let's go. We're going to get to the comments soon, but I appreciate y'all for being here. But the first thing I want to do, hold on for a second. Let me turn that down a little bit. Yeah. So we want to focus on the bacon of the series. The bacon of the series is this matchup between Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Maxey. Okay. Now we know that these teams in this series, they have versatility in their players. So Tyrese could easily fly to the 2, and then Kyle Lowry can run the point. So we don't know with these 2 defensive geniuses in Nick Nurse and Tom Thibodeau, we don't necessarily know what they're going to do. But I want to look at these 2 players because these 2 players also stand out as superstars. And I continue to tell you, yes, Jalen Brunson is a mother flipping superstar. But you know what? We're going to see. This playoff, we are going to see. Because the regular season is over. He's proven his worth in the regular season. But superstars are verified and validated in the playoffs. So that's what we're going to see. But when we think about this matchup between Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Maxey, several things kind of come to mind. Okay? Look, I'm thinking when it comes to Brunson, we know what it is. This is a big series, all right? And this is a big guard matchup. And if we reflect on the regular season, every big game, every time there was a big time guard that was rolling into the Garden, or we were rolling into their hometown, Jalen Brunson made it his business to show up. I think there was only one time where he legitimately was on the losing end of that matchup, and that was with Kyrie. And you know that boy's New Jersey. He from dirty Jersey. He from the New York area. So that's always going to be a tough task. Kyrie's a Hall of Famer. Brunson will be a Hall of Famer, but he wasn't ready during the regular season. But every other matchup, Brunson showed up. So that's what makes me excited about this series. I'm excited to see this battle because if nothing else, Tyrese Maxey has shown you as well that he shows up in big time moments. Also, he's been part of a team that's been a competitive team for a long time. So he's big time too. So this is definitely the bacon of the series. This matchup between Tyrese Maxey and Jalen Brunson should go extra hard. Extra hard. Okay? Another thing is when you watch all of the interviews prior to this matchup, this is why I'm having a hoodie on. Everybody should be having a hoodie on because this is how you see Brunson talking. I'm not smiling. I'm not joking. I'm not happy to be here. This is an inconvenience for me to have to sit at this podium. Let me lock in and get ready for the game. And he specifically talked about, I remember what happened last season in Miami, where I had a crucial turnover that could have helped push us to the 7th game and that could have took us to the next round. That close. You could taste the conference finals. That close. He remembers that and he plans on making amends. And when you're a point guard, you're a leader of the team, that's that level of focus, everybody else got to fall in line. And it's specifically important to note right now because the other person who would have been jockeying for that leadership attention has an injury and he's out for the remainder of the season. And that's Julius Randle. There's nobody else vying for that attention. Jalen Brunson is the unquestioned leader of this team on this playoff run. And if he's setting the tone like that, then we're in good shape. Because there is a mindset you need to have. There's a switch you need to have on. Even us as Knicks fans, we can't have the same mentality during the regular season. I went on a tirade at the beginning of this video talking about we need to switch our energy. I'm on Twitter, I'm seeing people watching other games, or, you know, I'm a fan of just the overall NBA. I'm going to watch this game back. Yo, damn them games. Don't be splitting your attention and your energy with any other team. Focus on our team. Yo, son, that person balling, yo, F that. F that. Save that energy for us. If you locked in like our players are locked in, or if you expect them to lock in, then you lock in. Save that energy for us. Lock in like Brunson. Lock in like OG. Lock in like Hart. Hart about to have, he flew the chick in from Houston to give him the New York braids. Lock in. Lock in like the Locks versus Dipset. Yo, this is New York. This is war. Everybody's talking. Everybody's whispering about us. Lock in. So I'm loving this matchup. Brunson and Maxey, it's going to be fun to watch. Going to be fun to watch. I wish nothing but the best of health for all of these players at this point moving forward. Because I wanted to be unquestioned. Unquestioned when we sweep these mother flippers from the playoffs. Unquestioned. In the New York manner, how Patrick was able to announce that he was here is that he swept. He swept the Philadelphia 76ers in the first round. And from that point forward, the New York Knicks had usurped the Philadelphia 76ers as one of the top teams in the NBA. I plan on that happening this year. Too much stuff is aligning. The Rangers are marching through the playoffs. The Knicks are up. Unfortunately, O.J. Simpson passed, but his name is in the news. Last time that happened, all of those teams went to the finals. It's that time. It's that time. So shout out to the Brunson and Maxey matchup, the bacon of the bacon, egg, and cheese for the series. Now, who's the egg? What's the egg matchup? For me, the egg matchup is Joel Embiid and our two monsters at the center position, Isaiah Hartenstein and Mitch Robinson. Shout out to those cats. They are the egg of the egg, bacon, egg, and cheese. Okay? And I love that matchup because everybody is completely saying, yo, you know, Joel Embiid is going to come in, he's going to beast. An injured Joel Embiid at 70% is still better than most of the league. We know that. But even when Mitch was starting in his rookie season, Mitch was all over Embiid. Embiid is still going to get his points. He's a dominant player. He's MVP. He's the reigning MVP. Man's still going to get his points. He's still unguardable. But Mitch was in his shirt. And iHeart last game, all of them boys in his shirt. So the versatility that we have at that center position is going to be a problem for Embiid. Embiid, don't come in here hobbling. Don't let us smell blood in the water. Don't let us smell blood in the water. Because we're going to feed. We're going to feed, Paul. We're going to feed. All right? When you have iHeart at that position battle, and you know what iHeart's going to bring. iHeart's going to bring hustle. He's going to bring defense. He's going to bring that little push shot, that little floater shot. He's going to bring passing. That passing IQ. You can run him at the top, put him in a triangle. Anybody who's cutting, he going to find him. You know the level of versatility, the IQ that he brings from the center position. The man rebounds the basketball, gets in the up and down the floor. He runs on the break. This is what we have. So for the Stephen A's of the world, some guy named Hartenstein, or how Stephen A would call him Hartenstein. Oh yeah, we're gonna announce who he is this playoffs. He's already here. But we're gonna announce who he is. And B will know who he is. And when we think about Mitch, of course. What else we going to think about with Mitch? You know he's going to bring defense. The man was on pace to be in contention for Defensive Player of the Year prior to us seeing what Wemby's doing. On pace to be Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to bring defense. He's going to bring hustle. He's a big body. He's going to put the big body on. All right? He's going to rebound the basketball. He's going to get blocked shots. He's going to dunk all over you. And he's going to run the floor as a big man. What are you talking? What are you talking? You're going to do everything. He may come out there with the hoodie on. What are you talking? Don't sleep on New York. Anywhere west of the turnpike, sleep on them. You're going to come out here and get slept. That's what we're looking at. That's why I love the egg of the bacon, egg, and cheese matchups. That's why I love those matchups. Because at the center position, ain't nothing sweet here in New York. Ain't nothing sweet. And if you want a little bit sweet, only thing sweet is in the name. We're going to throw Precious in there. That boy hustle. That boy's versatile on the offensive side. That boy has been embodying New York. Ain't nothing sweet over here. It ain't going to be a sweet walk. You're going to work. So that's the egg of the bacon, egg, and cheese. That's the egg matchup. Embiid versus them boys. Embiid versus them boys. So shout out to them boys. And the last element of the best sandwich in the world here in Knicks Deli, the bacon, egg, and cheese. Who is the cheese? What is the cheese matchup that we're going to lock in and focus on? So I talked about Brunson as the bacon. I talked about the Embiid and Hartenstein matchup. But Hartenstein and Mitch locked in. But who is the cheese? And the cheese is going to be Dante DiVincenzo and Kyle motherflipping Lowry. Let's look at this matchup, because this is a little bit unexpected, you would say, right? You would think this is a little bit unexpected. That's the cheese, the Dante DiVincenzo and Kyle Lowry. Now, I haven't watched much of Philly, so I don't know how much playing time Kyle Lowry gets. But I remember back when he was with the Miami Heat. And Kyle Lowry is a champion. So when you have a champion with champion experience and the playoffs come along, there may be players such as Oubre or whoever who doesn't necessarily have that experience. So it's easy for them to get shook up. That's why it's good when you have somebody who has a championship pedigree on your team. And Kyle Lowry is known for hitting big time shots. So we need somebody to make sure he's on the opposite side, battling him every point of the way. And who better can we put on the floor than our starter at the 2-guard position, who also is a champion. Also is cold mother flipping blooded. Dante DiVincenzo, the Da Vinci Code. Kyle Lowry is going to have to figure him out. I look at this matchup particularly because this is a matchup about impact. One of these two players or both of these players will play an impactful role on both teams. Dante DiVincenzo is incredibly important for us. Why, you ask? He's important for us because he is the second line of scoring that we need. We don't got Jules in there. Brunson is only going to be able to put up so many points. He could drop 60 and we could still lose. But it's DiVincenzo who can blow the game open. If his three-pointers fall, he's not just a three-point shooter too. Don't let it get it twisted. Philly fans, if you watching this video, don't go into the series sadly mistaken, thinking this man is only a three-point shooter. This man's level of versatility you're going to be introduced to. You're going to be introduced to his versatility. The man was having an MIP season. He has to be a finalist for the most improved player. Has to be. His three-point range is crazy. The man studied under the God. The man has studied under the God, Steph Curry. And he was a good student, as we can see, because he came here, he broke every New York Knicks three-point record in his first season, half of it coming off the bench. The man also cuts naturally. The ball is not stagnant when he's in the offense on the floor. If the man doesn't have the ball in his possession, he is constantly moving and cutting. And with our offense and the intelligence and the IQ of our players, that's how we find each other. So he's playing a critical role and would absolutely impact our playoff run this year. Dante DiVincenzo. And the last thing I can't help but reiterate. The
man is a champion. Milwaukee Bucks.
Playing behind Golden State Warriors in that championship environment. Villanova, champion with Brunson, Bridges, Josh Hart. The man is a winner. So this is why the matchup between Dante DiVincenzo and Kyle Lowry is the cheese. Final ingredient of the bacon, egg, and cheese best sandwich in the world. Okay, so round of applause for those cats. Round of applause for them. All right. Before I move forward, let me holler in the chat. Let me see what y'all talking. I appreciate y'all for being here. I want to welcome you to Knicks Deli, baby. Let me kind of go through some of these comments real quick before I get into who is the dollar slice here in Knicks Deli. So I want to give my shout out to Wellflower. He said, let's go. Come on. If you new to the chat, bring your energy. Run and put a hoodie on. You see Brunson is ready. He got his hoodie. OG is ready. He got his hoodie. Put your hoodies on. Shave your head. Throw a do-rag on or something. Let me see them hoodies. It's hoodie season and Tim's season. Okay? Shout out to you, Wellflower. Silvery Gray says Knicks in 6 or 7. Let's go. Let's go. Wellflower also says bring on the hate. Yeah. I hope the haters are in the chat. Bring that. Bring that. Silvery Gray also says most other commentators say likewise. Absolutely. Silvery Gray says, who's hating? Everybody outside of New York is hating. Everybody outside of New York is hating. All right. Silvery Gray also says Knicks got extra motivation with that 76ers saying they'd rather play New York. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We talking. And we're going to get to that. I still told you part of the menu is the glizzy of the game. So I think you pitched off who's going to get glizzy of the game. I think you tipped off that. My guy Nice says dish for tonight is gourmet Philly cheesesteak. Knicks at 4 with adobo.
Con adobo and sazon.
100%. Shout out to my guy Nice. Nice says New York chopped cheese versus the Philly cheesesteak. Steak cheese, 100%. Nice to the ones in the chat. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you guys for letting me know that the sound is up. Thank you. My guy Nice laughs as well. Silvery Gray says 4 would be great. I think it would be more competitive, but we should be able to win this series. My prediction is a sweep. My prediction is an absolute sweep. I think it's going to be a tough series. But the New York Knicks have shown the tenacity and resilience and the mental fortitude to win close games. To never, once we down, we never give up. We come back kids. My guy Wellflower says OG equals stop sign. Yes, he does. We're going to talk about that as well. Nice says Philly don't have no one to stop Big Body Brunson. Big Body Brunson. Shout out to my guy King Ribby. Salute to you. Okay, let me hop back in. You guys, I love it. Keep participating. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna try to read as many of those as possible, but I want to stay on task. All right. So next on the menu, let's talk a little bit about what's next on the menu. See, it's the dollar slice. So what is the dollar slice matchup of this series? And the dollar slice matchup of this series is Josh Hart versus Kelly Oubre. Josh Hart versus Kelly Oubre. Okay? Look at them boys at the Slam Magazine. So the dollar slice of this series is Kelly Oubre versus Josh Hart. Now I picked this one in particular because we can't sleep on Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre for them, and we've seen these in many of our matchups against the 76ers. He has an ability to score in spurts. You can never play off of him. He's a streaky shooter, but he could knock that thing down. You know, he has the type of game and sometimes the type of swagger that can motivate his team, that can light a fire under his team, that can incite the ire of the opposing fans. He also can feed off of that crowd energy if you let him get rolling. So we know what he could bring to the table. But what you can't discount is what Josh Hart has brought to the table all season. How impressive has this man been? This man has been a walking triple-double threat. I had no idea the level of impact and impressiveness his rebounding ability was. I love rebounding guards. That's what made even old man Jason Kidd one of my favorite players to watch in that season that he played for us, because he was hitting the boards as a guard. We're already a dominating rebounding team, but when your guards are willing in there to get in there and catch an elbow, come on, it gets no better than that. And this is what Josh Hart does. And the beauty of this whole squad, is that this is the core. They're all in the same age range. And if you keep these players together with all the other important players we have on a team, this is the core that's going to grow together. These three have already been battle tested. Battle tested. That's the piece that I'm super excited about. But I had no idea what Josh Hart could bring to the table. He's been impressive. Like I said, a triple-double threat all season. A rebounding guard / forward. His versatility to play multiple positions is also a weapon for Tibbs. All right. Heart is the correct name for this man. Heart is the correct name for this man because this is what he brings to the team. Whether he is starting, whether he's coming off of the bench, never a question. Whether he's playing 38 minutes or all 45 minutes, 48 minutes of a game, never a question. I do what you need me to do, coach. There was that one time earlier in the season where he was just like, yo, I need more minutes. I need to be on the floor. What he didn't know is that the New York Knicks were positioning to make moves so his wishes were granted. Once IQ and RJ got shipped out, all those minutes are yours. You asked for it. All those minutes are yours now. What you gonna do with it? And early in the season, the man was having, an arthritic knee, the knee, flaring up. You ain't hear nothing from that man since. I know he got pain. This is how tough your team is. The man is out there battling, getting triple doubles, double-digit rebounding from the guard position. What are we talking about? So this is why I love that matchup, him and Oubre. Because this man is going to get in there. He ain't afraid to get dirty. He ain't afraid to catch elbows. He ain't afraid to get in there and fight for the rebounds, to disrupt the game and not necessarily have to be a central part of the offense, to cut and occasionally to hit that three-point shot. The type of player you need on a championship team. This is the type of player that when we make our championship documentary, getting Josh Hart is going to be a key to having our back-to-back run with the championship. The New York Knicks and every other team has a 3-year window to win a chip before San Antonio builds around this kid. So our time is now. Contrary to what anybody else believes, put your hoodie on. Know that this ain't a playoff run for us. This is a championship run for us. Josh Hart is going to be key to that as well. He's going to be key to that as well. And it's so funny, man, because he was like a journeyman. He was a journeyman in the NBA until this man linked up with his brother. The moment he linked up with his brother, the sky became unlimited. And he linked up with his other brother. And then ultimately you look up and you realize the future is so bright. You got to put sunglasses on. That's what we're talking about with these New York Knicks. Let everybody else talk out of their head. Let everybody else talk out of their head. Ignore it. These cats are on a mission. These cats are on a mission. All right? So shout out to the Dollar Slice here at Knicks Deli this morning. Josh, mother flipping Hart. Round of applause for that man. Okay? Now, who's next? Who's going to serve as the chopped cheese here at Knicks Deli? Who's the chopped cheese? And the chopped cheese is none other than our guy, OG Anunoby.
OG Anunoby.
Round of applause for our guy, OG Anunoby. Man, once again, it's going to go down as a historical move. One of the best moves you could have. You brought this man in. Salute to RJ. Salute to IQ. Salute to Quentin Grimes. Salute to Obi Toppin. If the New York Knicks complete what they set their minds out for, and what we know is the only outcome for the rest of this playoffs, being the last team standing holding the trophy, champions. All of those players get rings. Quentin Grimes gets a ring. RJ Barrett gets a ring. Emmanuel Quickley gets a ring. Obi Toppin gets a ring. Evan Fournier gets a ring. If we win that chip this season, all of those players get rings. And you know what? All of those players deserve rings. Because to be where we are right now versus where we were at least 2 years ago is crazy. It's crazy. So they deserve those rings. But this man right here is a game changer. He's a game changer. So that's why he is the chopped cheese. What I absolutely love about OG Anunoby, he made it clear in the final game before the playoffs that he ain't accepting nobody messing with, with our players. So when we talk about Miami Heat fouling our players, injuring our players, OG already has a history with Miami. OG already has a history with Joel Embiid, scuffles in Toronto, dust-ups, whatever you want to call them. The man is known for not backing down. The man is known for being a tone setter for his team. And that's exactly what we needed. Because I'm sorry, love Mitch. Mitch hasn't set the tone. iHeart tries to set the tone. Nobody else. Only other person that sets the tone is Jalen Brunson, but we need to protect him. OG Anunoby sets the tone like we need him to set the tone. But he's not just that. He's not just a Charles Oakley of yesteryear. Oak could give you 10 points, 10 rebounds, and set the tone. OG gives you more. OG not only does he set the tone, the man plays second level, third level generational defense. First level generational defense. He's disruptive in the passing lanes. He's going to block your shot. He can guard the opposing player from the point guard to the center. This is what we get, the level of versatility that we get from OG Anunoby. And then he still has enough stamina and energy to drop points on you. What we did not have in past playoff runs over the past 3 to 4 years is someone who could hit that corner shot from the small forward position. We got that now. We got that now. That's what we have now. A versatile scorer, a versatile defender. I mean, did you see that quick interview that New York Basketball did with Larry Johnson and John Starks? And they said, of the players that are on the team today, what if you had one aspect of any of the players' game, what would it be? Larry Legend said, OG's defense. If I could have my skills in my prime and OG's defense in his prime, it'd be rap for the league. OG's defense. You know how much of an honor, how much of a respect level statement that is? Great question. This is what you get from OG Anunoby. All right? And that's why he is our chopped cheese of the game.
Round of applause for OG Anunoby, the chopped cheese here at Knicks Deli.
Want to take a moment and remind you, hit that like button. If you're in here for the first time, hit that like button, hit subscribe as well. We've already gone through the bacon, egg, and cheese, which was Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Maxey as a matchup. The egg of the bacon, egg, and cheese was Joel Embiid versus our centers. And the cheese of the series is Dante DiVincenzo and Kyle Lowry. The dollar slice, obviously, was Josh Hart versus Kelly Oubre, that matchup. And now we were looking at the chopped cheese of the series, which is OG Anunoby and him being a tone setter. All right? So we got a few more items on the menu. And I got to let you know, you can't have the chopped cheese. You can't have a dollar slice. You damn sure can't have the bacon, egg, and cheese if you ain't got nothing to wash that thing down with. And here in Knicks Deli, we call that the
Quarter water of the game. So who gets the quarter water?
All right? Who gets the quarter water? And the quarter water obviously is going to go to two people, Deuce McBride and Bojan Bogdanovic, okay? And their matchup against Tobias Harris and Nicholas Batum. That is going to be a matchup that's worth watching. Now, it's funny because I was listening to a lot of what Knicks Twitter was talking about when they were criticizing Bojan Bogdanovic towards the latter part of the season since we've traded for him. When they was criticizing Alec Burke at the latter part of the season since we traded for him. And they was just talking about their inconsistency and the fact that it's been a failed trade and all I could think. I didn't have time to hop on and create content surrounding it. But all I could think about was, y'all don't understand. First and foremost, the man is still adjusting outside of the game to get situated to New York, outside of the game. Secondly, the man is trying to figure out his role. Coming from a team where you're in Detroit and you dropping 20 points a game, And then you're coming to a team where everybody is already established. This team is rolling. They're winning at a high level. And you're really trying to figure out, how do you fit in? How do you not seem like a ball hog? The first couple of games, Alec Burke came in like rolling thunder, putting up shots, because that's what he remembered. That was the role that he left off with when he left New York, until he realized that we had somebody fully capable in Jalen Brunson to do that. And then he got lost. His confidence got lost. He still was struggling to figure out his role on the team. But all along, I'm thinking Bogdanovic is for the playoffs. He's for the playoffs. He's the one that's going to get 9 minutes in the game and score 9 to 13 points in those 9 to 12 minutes. He's the one. He's the difference maker. He's the one that they're going to rotate off of. And he's going to be open and he's going to knock down that shot. Or he's the one that's going to hit that lazy Euro step or layup, barely grazing the top of the rim to get that important second shot, end of the game shot. That's what you get from him. You get that from him. He was acquired for the playoffs. And he's finding his rhythm at the right time. So that's the importance. That's why he's a quarter water. Because at some point in the game, in this series, in a quarter, he's going to shine. He's going to shine. And I wouldn't be doing the right thing if I don't talk about this man. This man right here, Deuce McBride. I'm so proud of this man and what he's been able to accomplish this season. Waiting patiently for his opportunity, having DMPs sometimes. When Manuel Quickly was here, when Quentin Grimes was here, he had players that was playing ahead of him, but he knew what he could bring to the table. And the moment that those players got moved to a different situation, the New York Knicks did right by him by giving him an extension and letting him know, we riding on your shoulders, young fella. You're gonna have to be the first off the bench. You said you were ready for this responsibility and this opportunity. It's time. And right in time for a championship run in the playoffs. And the man is not disappointed. The man is not disappointed. He looks like G League McBride. The man is not disappointed. He's come through, he's shown his chops, and he's really been doing his thing. So you got to have a special shout out for Deuce McBride. Defense, definitely what you're going to get. Offense is what you're going to get. He's a ball hawk. He's now developed a flow in the game. He's hitting his three-point shots. He's comfortable in this offense now, knowing he's not going to be pulled. This is what you're getting. With Bogdanovic, you're going to get offense. You get that three ball. He's smart. He thinks the game as well. He scores in bunches. He did have to adjust. But he can be one of our breakout heroes of this series. We do have depth. And this series is where we're going to see it. So shout out to the quarter waters of the game. Bogdanovic and Deuce McBride. Let me hit up some of these comments. What y'all talking real quick? Let me see what y'all talking real quick before we move further. If anybody that's new to this live, or if you're watching after this live drop, you need to be hyped. I got the special hoodie on because this is what you see them rocking in the press conferences. Brunson is all about business. You just see his eyes. Just see his eyes. I just had the do-rag on. I took that off. If you need to put your Timbs on, this is the level of hype you need to have. We don't give no props to anybody else on no other teams. Get off Twitter talking about who had a good night. Get off of that. We all about these New York Knicks in this run because we about the focus of winning a championship. That's what we on. All right? That's what we on. My guy, Silvery Gray, says the Knicks front office has done a great job mining for unheralded talent. We finally have a competent front office, and I'm really grateful for that as well. I am as well. I think with this run, the New York Knicks will be up for Executives of the Year. front office of the year. Have to be with what they've been able to do with this roster. That's a great point. My guy Wellflower says, keep playing. We just balling. All right. Wellflower also says, gentlemen, sweep Knicks in 5. Agreed. And Silvery Gray says, with Embiid, suck and win. That's what our centers are going to do. They're going to wear him down. Who's their backup? Paul Reed? That's what y'all doing? Yeah, we want that. Y'all wanted us. You got us. Y'all wanted us. You got us. We need to go into this with a New York state of mind locked in. And that's where we are. So shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. So we went through the primary parts of the menu, y'all. We got the quarter water out of the way. We got the chopped cheese, obviously in New York fashion. You know, we doing our thing. But there's another item on the menu that's going to finish up the food. And you know, this is for those people that talk trash. And since we were just talking Paul, I think his name is Paul Reed. Listen, we got to give him the last item that's on the menu. And that's the glizzy of the game. That man got to get the glizzy. Listen, in full Oprah form, you get a glizzy. Everybody in Philadelphia gets a glizzy. The glizzy of the game. Now, who does the glizzy of the game go to? The glizzy of the game has to go to. Let me switch these comments up real quick. Switch this up. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Throw those likes up. Subscribe to the channel. And we got to get a glizzy of the game to this guy. Yuck. The glizzy of the game. And this is why. On FanDuel TV's Running Back, Reed said the Sixers wanted to play the Knicks in the first round because they are the easier team than if they had gone up against the Boston Celtics. So even if you right about that, keep your mouth shut. Because you know what happens the moment you open your mouth. You, my guy, gets the glizzy of the game. Yuck. The glizzy of the game. Yep. Hey, yo is right. All right, so the glizzy of the game goes to this guy, Paul Reed, on the Philadelphia 76ers. Okay? So for the most part, that's everything that's on the menu, y'all. Shout out to you all. I got the hoodie on. Y'all, hope y'all watch again. Find the hoodie. Dust that joint off. We need to be wearing hoodies watching these games, man, because our guys are showing up in press conferences with the hoodies on. OG is doing an interview with the hoodie on. Mitch has got the hoodie on. Jalen Brunson has got the hoodie on. Josh Hart's hair is all out. I know you're getting it braided with the NY in it. Come on, everybody, this is the tone, all right? But what I want to tell y'all is this. The type of message that I want everybody in Knicks Nation is to have that Tracy Morgan energy. Need y'all to lock in. This is a rivalry that's rekindled, okay? And the stage is Madison Square Garden. If you haven't done so, watch Tracy Morgan on the Roommates podcast with Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. He's talking about like, yo, listen, our team never gives up. Our team has grit. Our team has brought back the concept of defense and physicality within the rules of today. Nobody wanted to play for Tom Thibodeau. This team had to find the right player, the right star who can butter into a superstar, and the right players to put around him and to put next to Julius, who committed to play the style of play that Thibodeau asked for, who committed to correct his game and improve his game every season. This wasn't gifted to us. We didn't get no high-level free agents who are already established superstars elsewhere. We got this from the mud, and that's the only appropriate way to do it in New York. That's the energy we on coming into these playoffs. So when those other fans, they talk, when you hear Gilbert Arenas trying to talk his talk, or anybody else who says like Philly's gonna come out to, yo, listen, first off, you gotta consider the source. But secondly, they don't watch these games like we do. Shaq, Charles Barkley, they don't know what's going on. They just tune in and watch a few highlights and they try to go off of their experience and use their experience as Hall of Famers as credibility. But you got to welcome that. Welcome that smoke. Because just like Josh Hart's response to that statement was, when we heard that that comment was made, Josh says, I don't give a F about what he's saying. Because at the end of the game, the talking got to stop and the game has to be played. So Knick fans, as we take this ride and you're on Twitter, the trolls are going to be out. They ain't got nothing else better to do. Your boy Draymond Green is proudly on Twitter with his channel talking about the Knicks. First off, never respond to that man because that's how he gets clicks. That's the only way he gets views when he says something controversial about the New York Knicks. Don't respond to him. Mitch recently went on Twitter and he said, yo, listen, y'all, I love y'all. I love interacting with y'all fans, but I got to get off of here. I got to get my mind right. I got to lock in. And Knicks fans, we got to do the same thing. We don't got time to be arguing with anybody else. We don't got time to be letting anybody distract us from the goal, supporting the squad, taking our energy. Stay focused. Stay focused, lock in, do push-ups, get your energy up. Come on. You doing your podcast, don't be half energy. Don't be quiet. Get this energy up. Let's show them what New York is about. And hopefully we have the same energy in Madison Square Garden, where everybody is turning from whatever else they're watching and tuning in to Madison Square Garden like they did when we returned to the playoffs that first time. You even had your boy LeBron James talking about like, yo, MSG is shaking. Because we made superstars in that environment. That's when Trey got his little love. And you see where he is now. You see where he is now. The moment we got talent on the team, all that talk shut up. All that talk shut up. The moment we got Brunson, all of his accolades went away at the same time. It's no coincidence. When you got a superstar point guard now in the largest market, bye-bye. Time for you to go to the Spurs. So bring that energy. Bring that Tracy Morgan energy. The man talked about getting hit by a truck, but he came back, he bounced back. He talked about the resilience of this team. He had them boys ready to run through a wall, saying that he need to come into the locker room and tell that story and get them hyped. And I love that with Tracy Morgan because he was dead serious about it. That's New York. If you don't know what New York is, or back in the day, if you're younger fans, you don't know what that means, this is what it means. Don't take offense if I'm on Twitter and I'm like, yo, don't get nobody props. Nobody else gets props but the Knicks for the rest of these playoffs. Don't stop showing everybody love. Oh, yo, he's a good player. That's a good move. Yo, he balling out your damn not because we might have to face him. Don't give nobody no props. Those days are over until after the season. When we showing everybody our rings and we talking about Canyon of heroes, and then now let's talk to their fans. Now let's give them props when we see them. Yo, good luck next season, bro. I see you. Yeah, after we have the title. Do it then. Other than that, they get the head nod, if that. So keep that energy, right? Keep that energy. Want to give a quick shout out to my socials, y'all. Yo, check me on Twitter, man. Knicks Deli. Check me on Twitter. Also at the same name, at Knicks Deli on Instagram. Of course, you here. You rocking with me. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you here with me, and I appreciate you for that. Friend or foe, you know we want the smoke. So Knicks Deli on every platform that you see here as well. Also on Reddit. And speaking of Reddit, let me chef this thing up real quick. Let's see what our fellow Knicks Nation is talking about on Knicks Reddit. Hold on for a second. Let me pull this up. That's always extra fun to take a look at. So be patient with me, y'all. Do me a favor, if you're new to the room right now, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel so you know anytime I am going live. I just wanted to hop on here and get that energy up and show love to our squad. But let me do this real quick. Let me share my screen, because this is one of my favorite parts of the show that I incorporated last year, and that's hot off the grill where we read it at Knicks Deli. So give me a moment. Let me share my screen. Do this thing up. All right. So let me do it this way. Bang, bang. There we go. Let me take this language off. Shout out to y'all for being here. All right, we good, money. So let me come over here. All right, so let's see what they're talking. All right, so one says Joel Embiid is listed as questionable for game 1 against the Knicks with a left knee injury recovery. I respect Fred Katz. Don't buy that. That man is going to walk out there and hobble. He's going to try to get some minutes in. So we're going to prepare as if he is there. Okay, no question about it. Shout out to the little Knicks fan right here that says, welcome to New York with the bats. Get your bats out, get the hoodies on. Yes, we ready is right. Shout out to this young fan. Okay. Next we see it says what nobody in the league, not even the Knicks, are ready for. Playoff Jericho. I hope the walls of Jericho shows up. Definitely ready for that as well. Yeah, yo, I like this picture. It says Brunson with Pat from the ESPN playoff promo video. What? Is that a thing? Let me know if that's a thing, y'all. Is there a video that, oh gosh, ESPN. But I hope there is. I hope there is a video with Brunson. Yo, imagine if Brunson, oh my God. Imagine if Patrick Ewing had Brunson. Bro, we would have 2 chips. We would definitely have a Houston chip. And we would definitely have one of those chips from the Bulls. If Patrick Ewing had a player like Jalen Brunson. That's crazy. Damn, why I never think of that? Let me know if y'all thought about that before as well. All right. Our guy, the Knicks make me drink. It says, hit the mother flipping music. Hold on, let me hit the. Say, go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say, we are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. Say, go New York, go New York, go. I don't know why my sound ain't working. But yo, that's crazy. All right, I'll do about 2 or 3 more, and then I'm gonna check the comment section. It says, what do y'all think? All right, cool. Got the Brunson jersey framed up. That's always
really
cool
helps me wind down at night. And it's
a little commercial there. Somebody says it became a Knicks fan 30 years ago. Man, do me a favor, put in the chat, how many years you've been a Knicks fan. So put the number and then put YRS for years. So I know that that's what you're responding to. How many years have you been a Knicks fan? Throw that in the chat for me. Or throw that in the comment section if you're watching this video later. I really want to see how many people have been Knicks fans for what years. Okay. We have LFG. Let's go. A small prayer. All right. Hold on for a second. Let me read this. Our Father, who art Tibbs, hallowed be thy name. The playoffs come. The game will be won in Philly as it is in the Garden. Give us this day a 40 burger. Forgive us our turnovers as we forgive those who foul bait against us. Lead us not into fake comebacks and deliver us from injury. For ours is the Big Ragu, the J Hart, and the Brunson. For Villa and Nova, Wu-Tang. Yo, all right. I'm gonna have to screenshot that. I hope I'm not doing too much. I gotta screenshot that and post that. No, my bad. I got a screenshot who wrote that too. Let me give them credit. That is so crazy. Cambridge 175, man. You win. And I can't go any further than that. Let me just repeat that one more, and then I will end the Knicks Reddit on that. Our Father, who art Tibbs, hallowed be thy name. The playoffs come. The game will be won in Philly as it is in the Garden. Give us this day a 40 burger. Forgive us our turnovers as we forgive those who foul bait against us. Lead us not into fake comebacks and deliver us from injury. For ours is the Big Ragu, the J Hart, and the Brunson. For Villa and Nova, Wu-Tang. Listen, that is that is such an appropriate prayer That is legitimately an appropriate prayer. That is crazy. Yo, if y'all like that, man, throw the ones in the chat as well. But yeah, man. So let's just tie it up. I'm gonna tie it up with the comments, but just to let you guys know, this is the round 1 playoff schedule. So this is what we're looking at. You know what I mean? We have game 1 that's taking place tonight at 6 p.m. We have game 2, game 3, and game 4. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be a sweep. So 5, 6, and 7 don't matter. And it's gonna be a sweep for the Knicks. Let me be clear. It's gonna be a sweep for the Knicks. All right. So that is the show. I just want to go to some of the comments and see what you guys have to say. You know, so my guy Nice says, I be sending crazy money on those Dominican shorties. I be spending crazy money on those Dominican shorties. Shout out to, yeah, Tracy Morgan said that. Yo, once again, man, that was a great watch. If you haven't seen the Roommates show, you know, go check that out. Go check that out. That actually, I think that was one of the best shows to see Tracy Morgan. There was some moments where I had secondhand cringe for him, you know, because I was just like, and I think they're still new to the podcasting, so it was a little bit awkward. But that was definitely funny when he said that as well. I knew what you meant, Knife. I knew what you meant. Silvery Gray says cinnamon skins. Oh, yo. Silvery Gray also says this Knicks team is sort of like a nod to the 90s Knicks team, updated to the modern space and 3-point heavy game. Yo, 100%. Some people don't talk about the New York Knicks. I know I'm talking the 90s. We're talking the 90s, but people don't talk about that Mike Woodson Knicks team that really changed the game with 3-pointers. After that team is when Golden State really emerged and they started winning championships with the way that Charles Barkley said you could never win a championship playing the style of play the Knicks played that season. You know, so this team really does remind us of 90s Knicks. My guy Russell AC, what's good, my brother? Says, let's get to it. You already know. Big task at hand. Let's go. Let's go. Get your energy up. If you're new to the chat, throw them likes up for me, man. Also, let me know the number of years you've been a Knicks fan. So put the number and YRS in the comment section. I'm going to take a look at it afterwards. Also, if you're watching this video after the live, do the same thing. All right, my guy Big Task at Hand says, no respect, no mercy, Knicks pride. That's what I'm talking about. That's the energy we need to be on. Big Task at Hand also says, big salute, my guy. Salute to you. Great seeing you in this space, man. You guys are outstanding. Ruggs 89 said 42 years, baby, and you 48. Let's go. Russell AC says, Knicks fan for 54 years. See, this is what I'm talking about. So y'all deserve this. We all deserve it, but specifically, you know, cats who've been through the ups and the downs of it all. You know, my heart goes out to these recent Knicks fans because y'all never seen when we were up before. You never seen the type of grit and determination and even heartbreak that we had to see. It's always been heartbreak for you. So if you're a current Knicks fan and you really ride for the team, salute to you. Because your generation, we've been so bad recently, it's tough to have ever connected with your Knicks. Because it always seems like we would have been eternal losers. So if you hear, man, you should be commended. But listen to these older Knicks fans, man. They'll tell you how it should be. This is a first for you. Because you actually supporting a team that's actually going to be on their way to a championship. We got championship aspirations this season. You see the injuries. I predicted this 2 years ago. Go back and watch my videos. I didn't exactly specifically predicted it this way, but I said the New York Knicks built their team like the Golden State Warriors built theirs. And when all of those moves were made with Giannis and Dame and all of that, and with Boston, I said, I'm not afraid, bro, because injuries can happen. Unfortunately, it happened to us, but I'm still not afraid. It's wide open. Anybody can win the chip this year. Why not us? Why not us? Ruggs89 says, at Russell, salute OG. Yeah. Salute, Russell. Russell AC says facts. All right. So, y'all, I just wanted to get on and I wanted to share that energy, man. I just wanted to set the tone. I'm hyped for tonight. Yo, this is a special time. It is one game. It is game one. But I'm excited about several things. I'm excited to see what the Garden is going to look like. I'm excited to see what celebrities are going to be there. I want to see who is covering the game. You know, who's going to be the commentators and whether or not I got to turn down the volume. That's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to go to the gym now and get all my running around done now so that nobody can mess with me or bother me when the game is on. I'm excited for that. I'm also excited to kind of, you know, just see how our team responds to this first game. Everybody's going to be extra jittery. I'm expecting a lot of turnovers in the beginning of the game. Hopefully we don't fall behind or we don't have too many turnovers, because this excitement you can't prepare for. You can't prepare for it on both teams. You know, so, you know, and listen, I wish for the best of health for both teams, but yo, I wish for better health for the Knicks. Okay? So I'm just hyped for it, man. I had to hop on here. I had to set the tone and energy. Had to remind my young Knicks fans on Twitter, stop giving other teams props. Those days are done, man. Regular season is over. This is different. Lock in on your team. Orange and blue all day. Put the hoodies on. Change your tone. And let's get these wins. Let's get this chip. Let's get this chip. All right? So as I begin to close, man, last chat messages before I do. Shout out to you all. My guy Russell AC says, salute to the chat. Salute to you as well, my brother. You're doing a great job. Appreciate you always, bro. Appreciate you always. Shout out to the other content creators, man, who are on Knicks Twitter. Shout out to the other content creators who are on Instagram and YouTube. Yo, man, I mean, I've just been sitting back, not creating content because I've been enjoying what's out there. Definitely been enjoying what's out there. So shout out, salute to all of you who create content. The differences is what makes it phenomenal. And there's no other fan base that does it like us. There is no other fan base that does it like us, our creativity and our support. So shout out to everyone also. All right. Let me see. Let me get the last two. Boom, boom, boom. My guy Ruggs ties it up, says, word, salute to the Bodega Bully at Knicks Deli. Yo, shout out to the Bodega Bully. Let's go. Yes, Knicks Deli. Let's go. All right. Yo, listen, man. Yo, y'all be safe. Get out there and enjoy some of this weather. It looks like it's sunny out. I think I'm going to break the bike out and get some miles in. I think I might ride to the gym instead of drive to the gym. But I need to get back into it. The summer's right around the corner, man. I ain't even ready. All right. But shout out to y'all, man. Keep this in mind. Same thing applies to life that applies to our team. If there's no struggle, there's no progress. And remember this. Whether it's in the real world or out here in these YouTube streets, here at Knicks Deli, everybody eats. I said everybody eats here at Knicks Deli. I'm your host, Baraka, also known as Shia, and I'm out. Peace.